So everybody, it's been a little while since I've shot a long video, and what I was thinking about doing was a video about the things that I have in my truck that would be for an emergency situation, or if you get stuck, out, truck breaks down, something like that, and you don't have cell service out where we're hunting at a lot of times. So if you got stranded and you don't have anybody with you, which first things first, I try to never be in that situation, but if you are in that situation, it's you and a partner, or like for me, it's my brother. And the first thing that always comes to mind is not going to happen to me, and I'm by far not a prepper or anything like that. But what I do is I try to keep my truck now equipped. I've got a ton of stuff in my F350, and it's just always, it's pretty much big enough to sleep in, but at the same time it's big enough to get you in a bind that you can't get out of with all the weight that's in it and on it. And so going through, and we went out last year. We went from Utah, I believe it's through Idaho, and through a couple mountain ranges down to Wyoming. And as we was going, my wife and I, we stopped at this gas, and we flew in, of course, to Utah and got a rental car, which is probably the worst thing you can do because their tires are not equipped to handle the snowy weather that's out there. And and what we did was we stopped at the gas station pretty soon after to just refresh and use the restroom and stuff. And my mother-in-law was with us, and when I went in there, the first two things I got was a lighter, a torch lighter, and some electrical tape. And those are the two things that I saw on the shelf that I thought was probably the most important things that I could get. And there's probably other things in there that you guys could get, but what I thought was, with the electrical tape, that I could take tinder and put it together and make a tightly wrapped fire starter. And then of course having the lighter to get everything started. But we didn't really, she was like, you're kind of being weird, you're making me nervous. But as we went down the mountain range and got farther and farther down, and it got icy and the car started to slide, there's a little comfort knowing that if you do wind up in in a ditch of snow and you can't get out of it and nobody's there to help you, that you can start a fire, number one, and just having something like electrical tape that can help you do so. So what by far I wouldn't recommend just going, if you're going out, don't just take a matchstick and electrical tape with you. But in our situation, I don't want to go in there and buy a hatchet and machete and all this other stuff that you would need to be out there. And I know by far you can find some standing dead wood in most places, and you can find some stuff to make a tinder with in most places. But what I thought about in a video was, what can I put out there on the channel to let you know kind of a little bit about me and what I carry in my truck. And those are the first two things that, if I travel somewhere, and of course you can't take a lot of the stuff with you as you travel on an airplane, and you definitely don't want the hassle of having to go through and checking all the stuff that you would want to take. So that's just a couple things that I instantly picked up when I first got to the first stop, before we started down any kind of roads that I thought might have been dangerous for some Alabamians that do not know how to drive in snowy weather. And then as I got a new truck, and it's kind of going to be my hunting truck, and of course I got all my equipment in there for hunting now, and keep my target with me. For some reason I've picked up a bow and can't put it down, so I keep my target with me. And what I was thinking, I'm going to show you guys a few things that I've equipped it with, and then maybe you guys can give me some feedback in the comments of stuff that I may need. First thing was, I got some paracord. Just in my opinion, the paracord goes right along with my tarp that I have, a 10x10 tarp, that if I need to make some kind of shelter, I can do so. And that's, for me, first things first, get a roof over your head, get the water off of you. A way to start a fire. Of course, this stuff stays in the toolbox of my truck. As you go out there, you can find tons of hand saws. This was a little hand saw that I just picked up pretty cheap And because I don't like using a handsaw so much, I went right ahead and got me a machete that I can keep in the truck as well. And it also has a fire starter built into its compactness. Pretty nice to just throw on your hip too if you're just going out to clear trails and stuff like that. So, you know, walking in the hunting club and walking down those roads and beat stuff back where you can, get the truck in there if you need to, or just walking trails out and you know you're walking through the woods, y'all know. But other things that I keep with me, I keep a good fillet knife. You never know what you need with a good sharp knife. I keep this pretty dull knife that I've had this a long time, since I was probably 7 years old. And knocking some kindling down, you can throw this down there and beat on the back of it. It's a good thick enough blade that you can knock and make some kindling. Of course, I've got the other stuff, but you never know what's going to happen. That's keeping good sharp objects with me has always been a thing. This little compact shovel that's just in the truck probably will never get used for anything other than just setting shooting houses or something like that, but it is very neat and probably one of the best tools. I think makes me I know that you can do, of course it's got a chopping side and all that, but probably never get used for that. But setting a good level shooting house is probably all it'll ever be used for. But having it in the truck, you never know, digging to get traction with your tires, or you know, digging yourself a shelter in a bank if you have to. I hope I never have to go Rambo in a situation like that, but if I have to, I think that I'm equipped and hopefully strong enough to use this thing enough to get myself in a situation, or get myself out of a situation that I might be in, because finding good shelter sometimes under a fallen tree that's still steady, digging it out, dropping this tarp over it, having the tie cord to be able to make a good tight roof to shed the rain, and so the water will just run right off. I think that's pretty critical in a survival situation that we all hope that we never get in, but never know if we will or not. Those are the main things that I keep with me. You know, I showed the tarp, of course, and then this tow strap really isn't for anything that would happen in the woods, but if you was to get stuck in a ditch or see somebody stuck in a ditch, I can pretty much pull a small compact car out of the ditch if somebody was in a situation. That's more for other people. And then of course a jump box and stuff like that, but it doesn't really tie into being stuck in the woods, other than maybe starting a fire with something on the truck, or you know, you jump that jump box across this and arc it out, you could start a fire with the battery if the lighter was to get broke or something. But you know, just different things that you can do with this stuff. This also, to me, a couple of ratchet straps, just mainly kept in the truck in case I throw something in the truck and I need to strap it down. But you really never know what these would be good for. If you needed to pull together a good tight shelter with some trees and ratchet, you know, 2 trees to a tree and then throw the tarp around it, there's so much you can do with some good ratchet straps and paracord as well. But between the saws, the machete, the lighter, my weird obsession with electrical tape and always having it, you can put some stuff together with electrical tape, and some good strong knives, or a good strong knife and then a good sharp knife, shovel to dig your way out of any situation that you might get in, or like I said, prepare a shelter. That could already be nature's way of having you a shelter. You just have to, you know, finish up a little bit there with it. And that's pretty much what I keep in my truck, other than, you know, I keep my bow in the truck sometimes. Not a lot when I'm just around the house, but if I'm going to go out and be gone for a couple days, we'll go to a different town close and stay for a couple days, I'll keep that in my truck. And mainly just to pull it out and target practice. If y'all seen the video of me shooting over the pond, that's at my dad's house, about 100 miles away from where I live. And just having the target, my mom had some balloons in the house, and I'd been wanting to do a video like that here at my house, but I was there and it popped in my mind, so she videoed it for me. But yeah, that's the stuff that I keep in my truck that I think's just the, you know, the bare necessities. There's lots of other stuff in that toolbox, extension cords and things like that. If you was to, in my opinion, if you need that stuff, you're in a lot worse shape. But that's mainly for, we work on campers, so if I need to plug somebody's camper in and their extension cord or their power cord or something, I can check it with mine. So I got a good 30 amp power cord and a good thick heavy gauge 110 power cord, just in case I need to work off of the power of somebody's camper. I've got all that right there in the truck too. But as far as that, for now, it's the main things that I have in the truck. I'm getting ready to put a bed rack on the truck and a rooftop tent probably within the next couple months, and I can't wait for you guys to see that. If you got any suggestions on that, let me know. So that's what I thought the video would be about, is just showing you guys some of the stuff that I keep in my truck that will hopefully always be with me if I need something. But if you guys have any suggestions of other stuff I should throw in the truck, or if you guys, you know, think I should ditch some of this stuff, which I probably won't, I just add on the top of what I've already got, let me know in the comments, and give me a thumbs up if you like it. Please subscribe. And you know, the channel's growing way faster than I thought that it would. So I just thank you guys for subscribing, and like I said, leave me some comments. Thank you.